make it sound like you.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I think like just what you said, just that alone is really what I try to do. I know we all have inspirations and influences, but when I came to writing, and then when I really started to, feel like like you said, wanted to say something, I always was coming to the path, like, not trying to sound like anybody else at all.
Yeah.
There was a lot of influences. That was just always one of the big things, just like try to say what I have to say, what's on my mind, like what's on my mind, what's on my heart. So just that genuineness in coming to writing. I want to give them me, like I don't want to give the people, or I don't want to give myself anybody else but me and what I have to say. So that's always, I guess been first and foremost, is trying to come at it that way. And then also, obviously studying the greats, like listening to the greats and stuff that I find influential, as well as my peers who are great too. Listening to all of them and finding my place amidst that. So it's just like a lot of being a fan, and then really just trying to say my piece.
Always a student, for sure.
For sure.
And speaking of being a student, how do you feel like what you said do you feel like what you said when you were starting and what you're saying now, do you feel like it goes hand in hand, or do you feel like what you're saying now is different or on another level?
I definitely think it's on another level, especially from where I started. Just because where I started, like I said, I didn't know where I was going with anything. So all of that was experimental. I think the feedback that I get, because even though I think that, I'm changing as an artist, but people who have heard this project and then have heard Humble Beginnings, like, I've heard things like, oh man, like that's that classic critic. And it's like, so I guess in a sense for other people, like my subject matter and I guess me staying true as an artist has remained the same for them. They still feel like I come trying to say something, trying to be inspirational, trying to be lyrical. And so they feel it's consistent. Me, I feel it's leaps and bounds different. I've gone through many phases and stages in what I've done. So I feel like, it's completely at another level and more dynamic and different. But
I like that.
But people seem to say that I'm still making them feel the same way, which is good. Like I'm giving them that good feeling still. So
because it's like that solid you.
Right.
I'm giving you me, and it's still me, just that it's, I done glowed up.
Exactly.
That's cool though, and you talk about this project that you just released, is Life in Critical Times. What's one of the greatest? Oh, I wouldn't say greatest. I feel like there are greater lessons that we're learning while we're trying to polish up our skills and our craft and our gift and everything. But what's something, I guess, one of the most challenging lessons that you've learned while making this project?
Continuing to trust yourself and, keep the faith in yourself and in your journey and in God, like throughout whatever happens, because there's a lot of tests. So I feel like one of the biggest successes with seeing this come to fruition is like going through all the trials and tribulations that came with making this and releasing it, and it actually happening, and me really, really deciding in the midst of creating this that I was going to trust myself and, throughout everything and let God and the universe protect me throughout. So I learned that lesson, that it is real if it's genuine and in your heart and you're doing it out of love. Just trust yourself and love the journey, because you have all these expectations and things that some things happen and some things don't, but the journey and what you go through is what is the progression and is what builds you or destroys you. So it's really about trust and faith. Like that's a big thing I learned, because I feel like in the past, I've seen myself quit in certain situations where it's like this is a big success to see that it just from nothing I'm able to accomplish this, present it to people as I saw it in my mind, amidst a lot of things being adverse to what I saw in my mind. It still came about. So trust
and faith. That's so dope. I like that. What do you think is something that you gained, during those trials and tribulations? Like, if you were to say, I guess more strength or more wisdom, or
definitely
just
all of that. I think maybe just a security in self, like
security in self.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would say that's like that's one of the biggest things I gained is like being because amidst everything and doubt constantly, because every day is a fight with doubt, every single day. So amidst all that, you just have to find security in yourself, security in who you are and what you want to do, and that comes with just loving yourself. And that's why we that is so essential.
Yeah.
That's why we are in critical times, because we really don't love ourselves enough.
Yeah, I feel that too. That's crazy because last week we had Pat Jones come through, and he actually spoke on that. It all starts within, and it takes me back to this, where it's like we need to be loving ourselves more. So that's
truly,
so dope to hear you say that.
Essentially,
yeah. And what is there? Was there like a target sound for this project, or was it just kind of like, was it just like stepping stones? Like, have this, that, or was it just like you got all the producers that in the studio, or
right.
What kind of process was it like?
I think it became a targeted sound because Absurd P, who was the other lead producer on the project, he got the ball rolling with stuff he sent me that inspired me to make this. So I think it definitely had a direction, and it was spearheaded by what he sent me, and the vibe I was on. It was just like a real laid back vibe, like real laid back boom, like classic stuff that sounded super fresh and new, laid back. It was just So he just
got the ball rolling.
Yeah, I didn't even know he really knew who I was, but I guess he knew who I was, and like had just heard about me through Hot Boy actually. Hot Boy is really good friends with him, and so he put me on, or he put Absurd P on to me, and then he sent me some stuff when I had moved into my first apartment that was just like so in the moment for me, like hit home, and that's what got everything started. So it had a sound, and then eventually I plugged in things to make it a little more dynamic, but it had a sound that he started.
That's so dope. And man, just like I guess going through that process of like, I'm gonna make this project, and have these beats, and was it difficult to be like, what is it that I'm gonna say, or messages that I'm gonna relay? Right. Or was it more, or did it come with ease?
It came pretty naturally because it came on like when I was in like a real wave of creativity. Like when I first actually was getting the beats, I was so blown away by what I was hearing that I didn't write to anything for a little bit. It was like 3 beats he sent me, and I was like, man. And one of them was like a song that I had my bro feature on, and then 2 other ones. But once I got like the first 3 songs, then it was like things started coming. I think I caught my wave in the vibe of his style of the style that we were on. So it came pretty naturally, and that was good.
Organic things bring upon greatness. So
absolutely.
And let's actually get into some of your tracks. So you can let our listeners know.
All right.
What you sound like.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Old boots.
What are we gonna get into first?
We are gonna get into Soul Search.
Okay.
Or did you mix them up?
No,
we're gonna get into Soul Searching. We're gonna play off the 3 tracks that you sent me.
Okay.
and then we're gonna get into Cardi and A and B conversation or A B
Yeah,
conversation.
but I might switch that one out. People
Okay.
have been hearing that one. I might want to give them that OTR, which is number 14,
Number 14.
instead of it A and B.
All right,
As much as I like that one, I'm feeling like that needs to be played.
let's switch that out then.
But we're gonna do that soul searching.
Mhm.
I'm kicking flows like Nick's never heard. They gotta feel us from the hood out to the burbs. All the way from Inglewood to the juice, they gotta feel us.
Damn. I think I outed that track.